Hi, this is Matt with AppliancePartsPros.com. Today we'll be showing you how to repair your appliance. Remember, anytime you work on an appliance, make sure it's unplugged or the circuit breakers are off so there's no chance of electrocution. Also make sure you turn off the dishwasher's water supply underneath the sink. In this video we're going to show you how to change out the Whirlpool Dishwasher motor to sump hose. It's going to be a very easy repair and it should only take a few minutes to show you how to do it. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can click on the link below or get it at AppliancePartsPros.com. When you open up the package, you're going to get the clamps and the new motor to sump hose. The motor to sump hose goes up between the main motor and the sump assembly. The main reason to be changing it out is if it's damaged and you're getting water leaking on the floor. In order to get to the part, we have to pull the dishwasher out of the cabinets. First thing we're going to do is go underneath the sink and disconnect the lines. Now that we're underneath the cabinets, you want to make sure that the dishwasher is still unplugged, and you may want to throw a towel down. When we take off the fill line in the drain hose, there's going to be some water that comes out. First, we're going to disconnect the fill line. It's connected right here to the hot water valve. You want to make sure the water valve is off, and then we're going to use our 5/8" wrench to loosen up the hose. Once you have it broke free, you can just reach in and unscrew it by hand. Once you have it off, you can just set it down, and then we can take off the drain hose. To take the drain hose off, you just want to follow it up to wherever it goes. It may go to the garbage disposal. Ours goes up to the air gap. Once you locate the end of it, we're going to take a 5/16 nut driver and loosen up the clamp. Once you have the clamp loose, you can pull it free and set it down. Now that we have the lines disconnected, we're going to open up the dishwasher door and take the lower rack out. To get the rack out, all you have to do is pull it out and lift it off the door. Once you have it out, you can set it aside. Now that we have the lower rack out, we can use a Phillips screwdriver to remove the screws that hold the dishwasher to the countertop. Now that we have the screws out, we're going to lift up on the door and carefully use it to start the dishwasher out of the cabinet. Once you have it out a little bit, you can close the door and use the frame to pull it the rest of the way out. You want to make sure you pull it out far enough. We're going to put a towel down so we can lay it on its back. We're going to lay the towel down to protect the floor and catch any water that may come out. Once you have the towel down, we're going to carefully lay the dishwasher down on its back. Now that we have the dishwasher on its back, we have access to the pump and motor assembly. We're going to use our 5/16 nut driver to take out the screws that hold on the counterbalance weight. Once you have both screws out, you can lift the weight out and set it aside. Now that we have the weight out of the way, we have access to the motor to sump hose. If you have the original style clamps that were put on at the factory, they're crimped on and you can't take these off. So as we're pulling the motor off, we're going to pull the hose off the sump. If these get caught up and you can't take them off, you may have to cut them off, but hopefully we should be able to pull them off so we can get the new one on. First, we're going to pull the motor out of the sump so we can pull it down. We have to pull out a little bit on it and then pull down. It's mounted on a little rubber grommet on the top where you can't see it. If you have to, there's a couple wires back here you can take out of the clip. Once you have the motor free, we're just going to carefully reach in with a flathead screwdriver and help pry the hose off the sump. Just want to carefully pry down and get it off. Once you have it free, we can pull it off the pump itself. It's on there tight. You may have to turn it, but you should be able to pull it off pretty easy. If you can't get it off and it's just corroded on there or something, you can always cut the clamp and pull it off, but it should come off pretty easy. Once you have it free, you can pull it off the dishwasher. Here's the old motor to sump hose next to the new one. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can get it at AppliancePartsPros.com. In order to put the new motor to sump hose on, we got all the fittings wet to make it easier to slide on. First thing we're going to do is put the clamps on. You want to make sure you put them on just like this so you can reach in later with the nut driver and tighten them down. Once you have them in place, we're gonna slide the hose onto the pump. There's a little tab right here that we have to line up with the hose. So just push that on so it lines up. Once you have it in place, we can use the 1/4" nut driver to tighten down the clamp. Make sure you get it tight so you don't get any leaks. Once you have it tightened down, we can put the motor assembly back in. Here's the little tab that goes up into the sump. This is what it mounts on. Once you have it in there, you want to carefully lift up on the pump, making sure that the pump goes up into the seal. Same as when you push the seal in, you want to get all these fittings wet to make it easier to slide everything in. Once you're ready, you can lift it up into place. Once you have it seated properly, we can use the 1/4" nut driver to tighten down the hose clamp. Once you have the clamp tightened down, we can put the wires back in the retainer. Just have to grab them and clip them back in there. Once you have the wires secure, we can put the counterweight back on. To put the counterweight back on, all you have to do is line it up and set it in place. Once you have it on, we can use the 5/16" nut driver to put the screws in. Now that we have the dishwasher put back together, we can put it back up on its feet. To put the dishwasher back up on its feet, we're just going to carefully lift it up. The insulation's sliding off. Make sure you grab that at the same time. Now that we have the dishwasher back on its feet, we can pull the towel out and push it back in the cabinet. Now we have to reach underneath and put the lines through the cabinets. We want to push the dishwasher in about halfway. Then we can go underneath the sink and pull on the lines to make sure they're not caught on anything. Then we can push the dishwasher in the rest of the way. Now we can reconnect the drain hose to the air gap. Once you have it pushed up into place, we're going to use our 5/16" nut driver to tighten down the clamp. Once you have the drain line hooked up, we can hook up the water line. All you have to do is get it started by hand. Once you have it snug, we can reach in with our 5/8" wrench to tighten it down so it doesn't leak. Now that we have the lines reconnected underneath the sink, we can open up the dishwasher door. Once you have the door open, we can put the lower rack back in. To put the lower rack back in, all you have to do is set it on the door and push it back into place. Once you have it all the way in, we can use the Phillips screwdriver to put the screws in that hold the dishwasher to the countertop. Once you have both screws in, you can close the dishwasher door, plug it back in, turn the water back on, and take it for a spin. Thanks for joining us for another successful repair brought to you by AppliancePartsPros.com. Check out our other repair videos on our site, Facebook, and YouTube.